Hi guys, thank you for purchasing my tutorial. I'm Alessandro De Sico and we're going to work on this photo that is called Carmela Falling Leaves. So what we're going to do first is we're going to work in Lightroom and we want to make the skin tone look the more natural as possible. And then in Photoshop we're going to change the background color and we're going to make it a little bit more autumnish look. Effect, and we're gonna add some fallen leaves. So okay, let's get started. So first of all, I want to closen up on her face, and with the temperature and the tint, I'm going to try and make the skin color tone the more natural as possible. So I do this by just tweaking the temperature and see which one it looks better. So I normally move it up and down until I find what I like. So I think -4 is good, and now we can do the same thing for the tints, and I put it to -4, -5. Okay, this looks good. Okay, that's great. And what we're going to do now is we're going to work with the contrast and all the rest of the highlights, shadows, whites and black. So as you can see, she is slightly there is a strong contrast. So what we're going to do is going to take that a little bit away. It's like we don't want to exaggerate. And now for the highlights, we can see which ones we like more. And I think I would just leave them as they are. I like them like this. Actually, I will turn them a bit down. When we do this, I normally everything that I do, I concentrate on only on the model's face. So this was before. This is how we got it now. Okay, so I'm going to put it to -50, 54. For the shadows, I want to take those up a little bit. Okay. From the whites, as you can see, there is nothing strong of white on her face, so I just want to leave this as it is. And for the blacks, let's see how we want them. Okay, we can take some off. Okay, so I'm going to put it to -13. And from the clarity, I want to make the photo pop out a little bit more, so I'm gonna increase this to around 16. Looks good. Okay, so this is what we had before. This is what we have now. As you can see here, the colors are slightly on the reddish, and now we have a photo that pops out here too. So okay. Okay, once we've done this, we simply go down to sharpening and we increase the sharpening. If you want to remove some of the colors or make the colors look softer and everything, we can simply use a hue saturation here, and as you can see, the red will actually turn the red colors to orange. This is what it actually do, and for the rest of the colors too. So if you want to remove this little bit of red here, all you have to do is take the reds to the orange. So that's about it. Okay, now that our photo is ready, we open it up in Photoshop. Okay, I would like to crop this photo a little bit more, so we'll just move it here. If you don't see the lines like this, simply press O on the keyboard, and as you can see, it changes in different styles. So I'm going to use this one, and as you can see, I'm going to put the face right here in the junction right here. So okay, press that, and it looks good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to work on the skin first and the eyes and everything. So okay, so first of all, you want to open the perfect portrait action, and we're going to go on perfect eyes. So this is the actions of the eyes, all of these, and we're going to go on lighter. Okay, make sure the black mask is selected. We have a white brush and we set the opacity at 100%. Make sure that the brush is a soft one too, not the solid one. And now we can simply go and paint on her eye. Okay, now it looks really strong, so we're going to take the opacity of the group down. I think 50 is okay. Okay, it looks good. Okay, now this is the contrast of the eye, but as you can see, the contrast is already present, so it's quite strong, so we do not want to touch that. All we want to do is sharpen. So I'm going to sharpen the eye. Okay. I want to take the opacity down again. Okay, so it looks good. Maybe a little bit down. Okay, good. Okay, so once that we've done with the eyes, we want to go on her hair. So we're going to go and press flatten image first, and then hair enhancer. And as you can see, we always have a black mask here. So white brush, and what we're going to do now is we just want to go and paint on her hair. As you can see, what this action does, it gives some luminosity and some contrast and color at the same time. So it's really useful. And okay, once we've done with that, we're going to go and do the dodge and burning to the hair. So as you can see here, we have two black layer masks in the dodge and burn group. So we want to go and press the dodge, and with the white mask, but this time we want to set the opacity at 20%. And with the dodge brush, we want to simply go and paint on brighter parts of the hair. So here, like this. Okay. And with the burn, we want to go and paint on the darker parts of the hair. Around like this. Okay, this is how it was before, and this is how it is now. Okay, it looks good. So we're going to pass on to the skin. So perfect skin, we're going to flatten the image, and we're going to go and do the frequency separation and cleaning on her skin. So press the frequency separation, and as you can see, this opens up, and what you have to do now is you have to decide which amount you want to blur the photo. So a good way to decide is that you put a blur between a non-blurred photo and a really blurred photo. We want to choose an in-between amount. So I normally see here around the eyes. When I can still see the lines of the eyes, then I know I'm doing good. So this is too small, and I think 6 is probably good. Okay, so as you can see, we still see the lines, but we don't see the details because they're blurred. So this is a good amount to choose. So we're gonna go for 6, and remember this number because you're gonna use it later. So press OK, and now we have the group here, and we have a high level that is that are all the details, and we have a low level that is blurred. So first of all, we're going to choose on the high level, and we're going to go to clone stamp tool, and we simply want to now we want to do the cleaning. So with the clone stamp tool, we select a part of a skin that is clean. So we select the area by holding the Alt button, and as you can see, this comes out as a mouse pointer, and with a mouse left click like this, we simply click it, and now we have this part cloned, and we can start cloning where we want. And sorry, set the opacity up to 100. Okay, we'll do this. Okay, now we have a forehead clean, and while you're doing this, I normally choose areas that are close to the imperfection. So we don't always want to use the same exact point. It's good to change it. Okay, I think I'm done with the face. So this is what we had, and this is what we have now. Now we're going to go work on our body too. So we want to remove all the imperfections. Now this, we don't want to remove this because this is a particular sign of the model, so just leave it. We just want to take this off. Okay. This. Okay, very good. here as well. Okay, now once that we've done this, it looks good. This is what we had before, this is what we have now. Now we're going to apply the frequency separation. So we select the low layer, go to the lasso tool, make sure feather is at 8 pixels, and now we want to select a piece of our skin, and we're going to apply the blur to the selected area. We're going to go to Gaussian blur, and before we put 6 in, and we already have it here, so we're going to go and put 6. Now a shortcut to apply the ones that we have registered blur is we select the area like this, and now we can press Ctrl Alt F on the newer versions of Photoshop, or just Ctrl F on the older versions of Photoshop. Or with the Mac, we just press Command F or Command Alt F. Press like this, and you can press it twice or 3 times, depends on how much the skin has to be clean. So I'm pressing it once. I just want it again, so twice and 3 times here. Pass on the body too. Okay, so this is what we had before, this is what we have now. As you can see, it's extremely perfect, and I'm gonna leave it like this. So once we've done this, we go down to the dodge and burning part. So we want to flatten the image down, and we want to press dodge and burn. So as before, when I was used for the hair, we're going to go and put the white brush to 20%. And now we want to go and paint in some parts of the skin. So we're going to go from the nose to a forehead. It's important that once you start brushing, you never leave the mouse for every single area. So never leave it, and because if you paint on it 2 times, it will actually doesn't look right. So it's good to only paint on it once. I'm gonna go down here. I'm gonna go on the cheekbones like this. Okay, it doesn't matter if you go out, because then we're gonna cancel it. And with the burn, we're gonna do here under her cheekbones right here. Front, this under her nose, a little bit here, a little bit here, and now like this and like this. Okay, so what we had before was this, what we have now is this. Okay, this is for our face, but now we want to do a body as well. So we're going to get the dodge again, and we want to paint in the dodge on the brightest area. So here, here, we want to paint it around here as well too. We want to paint our arm like this as well, here and here. Okay, now with the burn, I'm going to go and paint here like this, in the middle of here, and on the sides of her arm. So here, as I said before, it doesn't matter if you go outside because then we're going to fix that later. 1 and 2. Okay, so this is what we had before, this is what we have now. As you can see, she pops out a little bit more of the photo, so it looks good. Okay, now to fix the areas the way we went outside, we close the group here and we create a layer mask by selecting this underneath. Okay, and now because we have a white layer mask, we want to select a black brush and set it to 100. Okay, now once that we've done this, we can start by removing what we have done before. So all of here. And like this. Okay. Okay, now once that we've done this, we move on and we're going to go and work on her lips. So we're going to go to perfect lips and press flatten image, and now lips enhancer. As always, we have a black mask here, so white brush 100%, and we're going to go and paint on her lips. This will give some color, some contrast. It will give more life to your lips. Okay, looks good. Now we want to dodge and burn the lips too. So with the dodge, we want to go and paint at 20% always, right in the middle here. And with the dodge, we want to paint up here too. And now with the burn, we want to go and paint down here. We want to go and paint in the middle and down here. Okay, so what we have done now, it looks a bit odd because we have to turn the opacity of everything down. This is the luminosity and this is a dodge and burn. And with the dodge and burn, we want to lower the opacity a little bit. So okay, I think I'm going to leave it to around 25. I don't want it to look really strong, so it looks good. Okay, I actually want to turn down the luminosity a bit of the perfect lips here. Okay, looks good. And now once that we've done this, we can finally work on the background. Now if we want to we can actually decide if we want this white part to remain here or simply remove it, but I'm going to remove this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select, actually I'm going to do like this. I'm going to select all this area here. Simply like this. I'm gonna go here. Okay, so we're gonna copy this and we're gonna paste it. Now this is what we have. Okay, and we're going to edit, transform, scale, and we're going to flip it horizontally right here. Okay, and now we're going to create a mask, and with a black brush can set this to 100, but you want to make it big so it becomes more soft. Just want to paint out a little bit. I want to make it smaller. Okay. Okay, so before this is now. I'm gonna fix this. So I'm going to layer, flatten image, and now what we're gonna do is we're going to clone this part because it doesn't look right. So Alt here and simply start. We can actually turn down the opacity a little bit and start painting. That's it. Okay, now we can actually move on to the colors. So what we're going to do now is we're going to open the Autumn Sensation action. So Autumn Sensation here. And first of all, what we want to do is we want to remove the greens. Okay. We want to create a cold shadows here. But it's just too much. So, okay. I'm going to flatten the image and I'm actually going to go and do the Autumn Sensation. So press here. And now we can simply press the black mask here. As you can see, we're going to go and select a white brush and we can paint in around here. Don't worry if you go painting like I'm doing on the model because we're going to remove that later. Okay. Okay, it looks good. And now what we're going to do is we're going to flatten the image first. No, sorry. What we're going to do is now is with a black brush, we're going to remove what we did from the model on the model. Okay. Now I would actually leave a little bit of orangey here. It looks really good, but we want to turn down the opacity, so take it to around 40, and we can paint some off, but at the same time leaving a little bit of color there. Okay. This was before, this is what we have now. Okay, it looks good, and I'm gonna flatten the image, and if you want to increase the colors, we can just press this. And yes, I would like to increase them, but at the same time I don't want nothing touched on the model. So again, we have to set the black brush at 100 and just simply remove what the action did on the model. Okay, looks good. Now we want to flatten image again, and we've done with the autumn sensation part, like this, how it is. And now what we want to do is we're going to go to filter, Nick collection, color effects pro, and we're going to make the photo pop out even more. So let's go all the way down to pro contrast here and simply move the dynamic contrast. Okay, let me see if I move up the contrast here, what happens. Okay, so we want to move the contrast up here too, give it a little bit of blacks. Okay, that's good, and now we want to press OK. Okay, this looks good. And now what we're going to do is we're going to add some leaves that are actually flying around. So I'm going to open the bundles, overlays, go to leaves, and I'm going to select the ones I like more, ones I think they're perfect. I think this one is a perfect one, so leaves 15. So what I'm actually going to do now is I'm only going to get one type of leaf. So here I'm going to copy it and paste it. I'm going to remove this one, and now we only have one leaf. And what we're going to do now is we're going to play around and add in a lot of leaves. So and we're going to work out the blur. So this, let's say that this leaf is in line with the model, so this is going to be pretty visible and about this big. So we're going to leave this one as it is, and we're going to duplicate the leaf, and we're going to press Ctrl T or Command T to open up the edit, and we just simply want to move it around. Okay, with the warp we can actually change the way it looks as well. Okay, and now because the leaf is in front of the model, we're actually going to add some blur to this one. Now let's say around 4, because it doesn't have to be too much blurred, but it's just in front, so we have to simulate what the camera would actually capture if a leaf was there. So around 4 is good. And we're going to go back to the layer 1. Let's actually call this leaf original. So leaf original is this one. We want to duplicate this one again. We're going to press Ctrl T, and now what we're going to do is we're going to transform it. So Ctrl T, right click and press warp. Now we're going to make it that is actually a little bit of sideways. So just around here like this. Looks good. And Ctrl T again, and we're going to make this smaller. Just around 1, 2 here like this. Okay, we're going to go back to leaf original. We're going to duplicate it, Ctrl T, and now we're going to rotate it first like this, right click warp, and now we want to create something like this. Okay, Control T again, and we're going to move this around here. Make it slightly bigger than this one. So if it's bigger, this means it's going to be more blurred. So we're going to go to Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur, and before it was 4, and now we're going to raise it up until we find a good one. So I think around 8 is good. And now at this one, we want to layer the opacity. We want to put the opacity a little bit down to make it even more realistic. So put it to around 79. Okay, looks good. Now we want to open this for a minute. So let's create a group and Control G to group it. We're going to turn this off for a minute, and now we're going to open this again, and we want to select this leaf. So we're going to select it, copy and paste. Okay, and we can turn this off again. And now we can switch these on again, and okay, we can start working out here. Okay, I would actually leave this one here like this. And because this is smaller than this leaf, so this is probably behind the model, we're going to first, we need this leaf as the original, so we're going to call it leaf original 2. Now we're going to duplicate it, and we're going to switch this off. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go and add some blur to it. Not too much, just around here, so it looks real. Okay, we're going to go here, back on the leaf original 2, and duplicate it. Control T, open it up, and simply okay, to add it here. Control T again, you want to warp it and make it, it looks a little bit sideways. Okay. And we're going to blur this one a little bit and around 2. Okay, looks good. And now we're going to go back to leaf original, duplicate it, switch it on, and just leave it around here. I'm going to warp it. Done. Okay. Okay, I'm going to blur that out too. Okay, and we want to turn the opacity down, this one a little bit, so it looks real. Okay, now we're going to group this one, because I think we finished with this type of leaf. So we're going to Control, click and click, group it, and okay, so this is what we have now. And I actually want to add some of these leaves again in, because I want to just fill it around here. So I'm going to open this up, leaf original, Control J, Command J to duplicate it, and here it is. So warp this. Okay. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and it's this about here. and we're going to turn down the opacity a little bit around there. Okay, looks good. Go back to leaf original and duplicate it, and we can make something really big here like this. Okay, I'm going to blur this out a lot. Oh, sorry, wrong one. Blur, Gaussian blur, and yeah, to around here, and we're going to turn this down a little bit more. Okay, so now once that we've done this, what we're going to do is we have the two groups here. By holding Command or Control, simply click on the other group too, and we want to merge layers. Okay, this is what we have now. We have all the leaves here, and because there's a little bit of wind here, you can see from my hair, we want to add some motion blur to it. So blur, motion blur, and as you can see, it makes you decide on what direction you want it. So we're going to put it the same direction as the hair, so around here. I'm going to don't want it strong, so around here. Okay, and now we have the falling leaves. They look good and I like them, so we can flatten the image. And what I want to do now is I want to add some light that is coming in from here with some sun rays. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the bundles, overlays. We're going to go to light pack overlay. We're going to choose a sun, so I'm going to choose number 12. We're going to put it on the screen. Just put it around here. Looks good. Okay. Now we can add some sun rays to them. So we're going to go to sun and light rays, and we're going to choose I like these ones. Gone. Yeah, raise number 27. So 27. So here we're going to screen it, and now we're going to put them around here. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to blur these out a little bit more. Not too much, just around there. Okay, we want to remove the light rays from the model. So we're going to create a layer mask. It's white, so we're going to make it black, make the brush black, and we're simply going to remove it from the model. Okay, they look good. So I'm going to flatten the image now, all of it. I'm going to go back to the perfect portrait here. I want to give it a little bit of detail, so I'm going to go to perfect detail here, and with a white brush set 100, just want to paint all over the model. Okay, looks good. There's too much, so we want to go all the way down and start going up until we find the right one. So I think around 26, 27 is good. Okay, yeah, looks good. And now we want to boost the photo a little bit. Okay, and turn this down and start going up. Around 24 is good. Okay, I'm going to flatten the image, and now I'm going to give it the last touches. So I'm going to give it a color tone into the photo, and we can start by selecting which one we want. Let me see if this is good. Okay, I like the 2, but we can try something out as well if we like the other ones. 2, 3. Nope, I like it. No, don't like this one too. Look at this one. Yeah, I would like something like this. So I'm going to get the red and yellowish here, and I'm going to turn the opacity down a little bit. And that's it. We've done with the photo. So we're going to flatten the image, and this is what we had before, and this is what we have now. So before, now, before, now. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next tutorial.